Kyle Rittenhouse wants his gun back. He has filed a request for the item seized after he shot 3 people at a George Floyd protest in 2020 in Kenosha, Wisconsin. This comes as Tennessee considers a new law in honor of Rittenhouse that would reimburse accused killers if a court rules they acted in self-defense. Kelsey Kernstein explains what Kyle Rittenhouse plans to do with his rifle once he gets it back.
Kyle Rittenhouse's attorneys are filing paperwork to get the rifle he used to kill 2 people back. He says he wants to destroy it. Also on Thursday, Tennessee State Representative Bruce Griffey introducing a new piece of legislation honoring Rittenhouse, calling it Kyle's Law, was on Thursday's News Nation Dan Abrams show.
My goodness, you go down this road, and I promise you, criminal defense attorneys around the country are going to be saying, I love that guy. I want to start doing that in my state. I want to start saying anytime someone's acquitted, let's get the state to pay up.
Well, I respectfully disagree with you. I think this is a situation where there was clear abuse. Where's the remedy for Kyle Rittenhouse?
The proposed House bill would require the state to reimburse a person if they are acquitted of killing or injuring another person, and it is proven that they acted in self-defense.
The Kyle Rittenhouse case was an example of abuse by a district attorney going after a defendant for political purposes. We all saw the gun pointing at Mr. Rittenhouse's head. He's about to get his head blown off. If he didn't have a weapon to defend himself, he'd probably be dead.
Rittenhouse sat down with her Ashley Banfield after he was acquitted, telling her he regrets being there at the protests.
If I would have known that if I would have known that I had to take 2 lives that night, I don't think I would have gone there, but we can't change that.
Oklahoma also proposing a similar bill that would make the state reimburse a person acquitted of murder if they acted in self-defense. Abrams argues, should we really be honoring Rittenhouse this much?
I mean, isn't it time to just say enough of trying to use Kyle Rittenhouse as some sort of political cudgel?
Well, anybody, we can have reasonable minds can differ over that. But my point is he is a hero to so many because he tried to stand up and protect his community. And if he had a legitimate law enforcement support in that community, this would have never happened.
Other Tennessee lawmakers calling this a publicity stunt and a political ploy. Kelsey Kernstein, News Nation.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.